everybody, Sonya here. Just had a few calls to show how to make my zucchini pasta, which I learned. I learned a few of these techniques from different people, but Julie Mitzios was probably the main base of it, and I've adjusted it a little to our own tastes here at the house. So we have 5 children. I guess pasta. This is called a spiralizer, mind you. Oh, and ignore the stuff behind me. We are on a farm and we need more water, so we can't wash up at the moment. Doesn't hold us back. Okay, so this is a spiralizer. Press it firmly onto the bench. Put our zucchini in. I've just chopped it in half. And then we just, like so. We were on a retreat, Lisa Wheeler's retreat, and Thomas, my husband, was doing this, and it looks pretty fun. The kids usually fight me to do it because it's so great. Juicing, don't have to waste it. We have animals on the farm, so if we have got plenty for our juicing, we just throw it out to the animals. Okay, so this, you press this side, and then you turn this side. That keeps the pressure on as it's going through, spiralizes it. So this is basically going to be our noodles for our pasta. So you can get rid of all the white flour and whatever other junk's in the pastas that we have these days, and turn it pure vegetables. Now they're pretty firm right now, but what we're going to do, I'll do the rest in a bit. We're going to add some salt. This is Himalayan crystal salt, pink salt. And then we're going to kind of just massage that in a bit. Now I'm going to turn off the video, do the rest, and then we'll come back. But that's going to break down and go really soft. I'll show you when we've done it. Okay, so next step. Oh, first, what I did was I finished the zucchinis, put them all in there. It breaks down quite small, so you'll need a bit, more than you think you'll need. I massaged the salt in, and as you can see, they're getting quite wet and limp. So that's the process that's going to happen. So we leave that to do that process. Not cooking, we're just letting it go. Okay, so now we're going to make the sauce. Now, this is a cheesy sauce, and originally I got it from Julie Mitzios to make kale, battered kale and battered vegetables, which is that, which I've only got one tray left in there because it's not finished yet, but the kids are already eating it. So kids love their greens when they're done in a certain way. So that is this is the same sauce I'm making that we put on the kale just then. So let's start with it. I'm using macadamias. This time you can use cashews. You can use basically any creamy type nut. It's 3 cups of the macadamia. So I'm putting it into my blender. That's just my Sunbeam Cafe series. Half a cup of water, which I already have here. So 1 red pepper. And I've also added onion to this recipe. I really like the flavour. It kind of gives it like a cheesy onion flavour. So those go straight in. And then we need some lemon juice. Or lemon juice it. So it's just half a lemon. Juice it. It's quite juicy, that one. And pour it in. Okay. So what else do I need for that? My favourite. Nutritional yeast. So this makes a really cheesy flavour. This one's a Lotus brand. You can get it at most health food stores. And it says on the recipe a lot less than I actually use, because the cheesier it is, the more likely I have that the kids will eat it. So I'm going to put in probably almost a cup of that, which might dry out the recipe, which will mean we'll just add more water. So, as you can see, I do things as I go along, just try something else in there and add it in. So I'm going to blend this. Again, I'll just add water if it's not. It should come up to a creamy, thick consistency. And then we'll go from there. Actually, I did forget one thing. Half a teaspoon of the Himalayan salt again. So, I'll just add that. You can see we measure everything around here. And I'll see you on the flip side. So, I just did up the creamy sauce in the blender. What I realised was yesterday I put chili in it, so I'm going to add a chili. just show you how I prepare that. Again, it's all to taste. You kind of make it how you like it. But what I found was I had to add another, at least maybe 3/4 of a cup or even a full cup of water in there. So what I did was I grabbed my sun-dried tomatoes. I got those from Julie at Conscious Choice. And they've been soaking to just rehydrate a little to go in the meal. And I just got the water from that and tipped it in. I think that's going to really give it a nice extra boost of tomatoey flavour. So with the chili, oh, didn't do so well this time. I'll just use a spoon to spoon out the middle. Remember not to touch your face or your eyes when you're playing with chilies. Pretty hot. You know, when you get it near your eye starts weeping. And then I just chopped it up. I'll chop it up a little first and then the blender can do the rest. Just works it around in there. But we enjoyed that. Every now and then you got a little zing of chili in our meal yesterday. And I'll just pop that in. I'm going to whiz it again. But what I'm in the blender, the whizzing is also heating up the mixture. So although it's a raw food, we're heating it up a little when we're blending it and getting it to that real nice smooth consistency. And then when you pour it on, you know, you've got a bit more of the warmth in there, which we're used to when we eat pastas and things like that. At least a minute to get it warm, and just before you serve it, you can do that again or whatever. Be back soon. So I'm ready to put it back together now. So I've got I just popped this in the dehydrator just to speed it up a little. You probably just leave it out for about an hour to let it just break down your spaghetti noodles, your zucchini noodles. Some people also will take the green off, like peel them first, and then it makes them look white. So, but I find I don't really mind either way. So, also when I did the creamy sauce, pulsing it helps when it's not quite getting through. It brings the top down to the bottom. And I add a little more salt. So taste test it. You might want it a little more cheesy, then add a bit more nutritional yeast, and you might like it a little more salty, and then you just add a little more salt. So when you're getting the noodles ready to plate up, you're going to squeeze them out. Now you want a lot of that moisture gone. But you can see how limp they are now. They really are like a spaghetti. So I'm just going to plate a couple up for you. Now you'll find you don't eat as much often when you're eating this kind of food because it's highly nutritious, nutrient dense. It's kind of like we've decided to call ourselves nutritarians now because, you know, whatever food we're eating, we're looking for the maximum amount of nutrients in our food. Which doesn't exclude any food necessarily. It just allows us to make a choice and see how our body's going and how our body really copes with it. So squeeze that out. Put it in the bowl. Then we're going to just plate it up. So I've run my cream. I just pour it on. Sometimes you can mix it through or you can just put it on top. However much you like. You'll learn that really quick. There I go again. Taste tester. Oh, that's good. Okay, and then I get my organic sun-dried tomatoes. I'm just going to break them up a little. Put them on top for a bit of a garnish. And I've already chopped up my olives. I also get olives from Conscious Choice. They're organic and kind of know what's happened to them before they get to us. And there we have it. Beautiful. It's delicious. We ate it yesterday. Looks like I'm going to eat it now. It doesn't look pretty when I eat it because I mix it all in. You can. My husband likes to break up the noodles, but it's just like spaghetti if you take a look at it. Pretty good. You can taste all those different things in there. And that zucchini could break down a little more to be less crunchy, but It really doesn't matter, it tastes just fine the way it is, so that's to personal liking. So that's how I made my zucchini pasta. Enjoy!